Well, our thing is how we work and how we operate. It must make business sense on our side.
Let me get to you, because I understand that you have retired. You're 50-0. You walked away from the game. You made a lot of money, but you did make news sometime last year when people were talking about you returning. Now you're 43 years old, okay? I want to know where your head is at as it pertains to you.
Well, whatever reason it is that they want to see you, that reason is why you. It's not that you just deserve the money, because it's hard to do.
Right.
I have never encountered an athlete who, number one, flaunts his wealth the way Floyd flaunts his wealth, and who, number two, is so blindly full of himself to the fault of those who did pave the way. He did acknowledge that much, so I appreciate that.
The man who once dubbed himself the best ever is now facing some serious turmoil. Floyd Mayweather is at the center of a major controversy, with allegations of scams swirling around him and rumors suggesting he's teetering on the edge of financial ruin.
I did it the hard way. You know, I'm a kid that came from poverty. I can remember being a kid living in Jersey with my mother. 7 of us living in a 1-bedroom. You know, no lights, no heat. Never cried, never complained. I just worked hard to get to where I got to in life. It's been hard.
When Floyd transformed from Pretty Boy Floyd to Money Mayweather, his image took a dramatic turn. No longer just the slick defensive genius in the ring, he rebranded himself as the embodiment of wealth and luxury. The pursuit of boxing greatness gave way to an obsession with flaunting riches. Money became the mission, and showing it off became the message.
If you want to look at guys that never got hit, Floyd went his entire career, got hit hard like 3 or 4 times, ever.
Yeah. When he fought Diego Chico Corrales, which is one of my favorite all-time fights, you know, because it was like, there was nothing for Diego to hit, and all of a sudden he just bounced in his face, bop, left hook from like 5 feet away. That's a Mayweather that I think nobody could possibly maybe beat.
That was the Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather. That was before he became Money Mayweather.
He reinvented himself as a brand, showcasing a lifestyle of wealth and excess. The spotlight shifted from his masterful defense in the ring to his extravagant way of living. With each fight earning him millions, Floyd Mayweather became not just a boxing icon, but one of the richest athletes the world has ever seen.
It's just complete genius.
Yes.
First of all, from just changing his style, right? He broke his hands a lot. So when he was younger, they called him Pretty Boy Floyd.
Yeah.
And then he changed his name to Money. And when he changed his name to Money, he turns heel.
Yeah.
He became like this guy and everybody wanted to see him get beat.
Yeah.
And he's the most unhittable guy in the history of the sport.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's interesting when fighters figure out ways to do that too, like what Floyd is doing. What Floyd is doing is so interesting. He retires from fighting and he says, I'll just start boxing people who have no chance. Hey, why?
Floyd Mayweather began his career earning just $3 million per fight, but it was his daring decision to go independent that truly changed the game. By stepping away from traditional promoters and taking full control of his career, Mayweather unlocked the potential to earn billions. This move not only made him the highest paid athlete on the planet, but also cemented his legacy as a trailblazer who built a financial empire on his own terms.
Floyd Mayweather was the highest paid athlete in the world, and you won't believe why. Early in his career, Floyd partnered with a fight promoter where he was making $3 million a fight, but he wasn't satisfied. He thought he could make way more with pay-per-view and wanted out of his contract. So he bet on himself and paid his manager $750,000 to get out. And you won't believe what happened next, so drop a follow. This would prove to be a huge win for Floyd, and after going independent, he made nearly $1 billion and became the highest paid athlete in the world.
However, with fortune came friction. According to Floyd Mayweather's father, their relationship was solid before the millions rolled in. But everything changed once the money started flowing. As Floyd's obsession with luxury grew, cars, buildings, and extravagant spending, so did the distance between them. What was once a strong bond began to fracture, with his father noting that people change when money comes into the equation. The riches that elevated Floyd's lifestyle also brought personal strain behind the scenes.
We have never had an argument in our life, me and him. Then we had an argument on what was the name of it? HBO. We was on HBO. Then another time we argued over by the car. I'm saying, man, what is all this about now? I'm just saying, you know, and we never had no argument. All of a sudden, it is or it ain't. Sometimes, you know, hey, when people get, it ain't about me training or anything like that. People get money, man. Things change. I don't care whether it's your father, mother, whoever. Father, mother, brother, sister, name it. You know, if sometimes when people get money.
As Floyd's wealth skyrocketed, so did his arrogance. This shift in attitude led to the breakdown of several close relationships, even with lifelong friends. Mike Tyson was among those who publicly called him out, criticizing Mayweather's inflated ego. Tyson made it clear, there's nothing admirable about that kind of arrogance. He urged Floyd to come back down to earth and keep his ego in check, especially given the fortune he's been fortunate enough to earn.
How do you feel about Floyd, though?
Huh?
How do you feel about
Awesome
Floyd?
fighter, great fighter. You know, he's a little too into himself. You know, he should be. I was the same way too, but you have to come to reality some way. You have to bring your head down to God. We're nothing to be fucking arrogant. You expect us to be ignorant and arrogant. Look where we came from.
That's why I asked the question earlier about you mentoring fighters, because I feel like Floyd looked at you growing up like every other fighter. And the persona and the lifestyle was like, growing up in the hood, we looked at it like, that's Mike Tyson. We see the cars, the jewelry, the flair. Like you was a movie star. You was a hero.
Floyd's once tight friendship with rapper 50 Cent was one of the most talked about connections in the entertainment world. But as Floyd's fortune grew, so did the distance between them. According to 50 Cent, Floyd's obsession with money became overwhelming and toxic. The breaking point came when Floyd allegedly told him he never needed his help, despite their long-standing bond. Their falling out was widely seen as a result of Floyd's growing fixation on wealth, seemingly at the expense of his legacy and the people who had supported him from the start.
And I'm sitting there going, yo, when you gonna give me the money?
Because you had already invested.
Right, like when you gonna give me your half of the money back. But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail.
Right.
So it's like, let him cool his heels before you.
Was that in the millions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you sitting there big, and I'm like, yo, so when, but see, the fighters are an asset in themselves. They are that talent, regardless. Right. You know, so I'm looking at him going, so there ain't no pressure there, but I'm saying, when is he gonna say he wants, to give me the other half of it? Why I gotta ask you for it?
Right.
And then when
are we talking over $2 million?
It's about that.
Oh, okay.
At that point, it was, investing in.
All right.
So look, he goes, when he finally does bring up the actual the situation, he acted like he didn't know anything. Like, I didn't tell you how to do that. I didn't tell you to do that.
Oh, man.
He said something to me one time, very simple. He said, what a prize fighter fight for? And I'm like, and he said, the prize. So it's okay for you to watch the fight. Don't nobody watch Floyd fight to see how amazing he is. They watch it for the opportunity to see him lose.
Right.
Because they don't like him. They don't like him because everything that he says is about money. There's nothing else. There's no values. There's no, like the people's champ, like Ali was standing for the same things.
Right.
The audience was standing for him. He doesn't have any of that. It's just money. You know what I'm saying? And that, he knows you don't like him.
Floyd also lost one of his most promising proteges, boxer Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank eventually felt exploited by Mayweather, claiming that Floyd consistently kept him in a position of dependence. Despite generating significant earnings through his fights, Davis alleged that he wasn't paid fairly, which fueled growing resentment. Feeling undervalued and controlled, Tank ultimately decided to cut ties with Mayweather, marking the end of what once seemed like a powerhouse partnership.
Or I'm gonna be back asking you for money. Nah, why would I do that? I'll give her a couple dollars. I'll take some, whatever. Whenever you need some money, You feel me? But when I was legit to be able to get out the hood, that's what I did.
Like, I had to learn that coming up that, like, a motherfucker will put you in a position to always need him. And, like, to the world, it might look like that's a great person. But, like, to somebody to understand, you understand, like, what Kendrick Lamar say? Nah, that's a master manipulator. Like, because if I got to put you in a position that always need me, you always got to, I'm going to just give you crumbs. And we hear it a lot. Like, if I'm like, what's $1,000? You know what I'm trying to say? But to you who don't have it, is a lot. And I know you going to go to war for that $1,000. So me understanding that, $48 of plot power. I'm going to always feed you a little bit so you can be excited and do just enough to come back around.
But I ain't really just put me in a position to be able to, you know, make my own thing. And I don't want to say no name, but it wind up catching it. The people that's over top of me, I mean, like, I was signed to him, and Floyd signed to him. So the person that, he said, okay, cool, I see what's going on. That's when you start taking over my career.
Tank also pointed to Floyd's inability to handle anyone who might surpass him. He claimed that Mayweather grew jealous of fighters who earned more or were celebrated as greater than him. This insecurity, Tank suggested, extended even to legends, highlighting how Floyd once controversially claimed that Muhammad Ali wasn't better than him.
I'm ready to say this. Okay. Out of all these guys in the history of boxing,
yes,
I've accomplished more than every fighter in the history of boxing.
Okay, Ali.
Is Ali the same fighter that got beat by a fighter with 7 fights? Leon Spinks beat Muhammad Ali when he only had 7 fights.
Yes.
And if we really tell the truth,
well, tell that's what you're here for. You're here to tell the truth.
What's the heavyweight guy that Ali fought 3 times? Ken Norton, actually. Ken Norton really beat Ali all 3 times. Go back and look at the fights. I mean, we just telling the truth. And I love Ali, of course.
Mayweather's arrogance extended beyond his relationships. He also began flaunting his wealth, which only fueled the public's disdain. His tendency to showcase his extravagant lifestyle, coupled with his controversial remarks, made him one of the most polarizing figures in boxing history. His comments, including his unwavering belief that he was the greatest despite the achievements of others, only deepened the negative perception the public had of him.
In all of my career, I have never encountered an athlete who, number one, flaunts his wealth the way Floyd flaunts his wealth, and who, number two, is so blindly full of himself to the fault of those who did pave the way. He did acknowledge that much, so I appreciate that much. But the way he just blithely scoffed at Ali's accomplishments, it wasn't just disrespectful, Stephen A. Smith. It was flat out blasphemous. Now, to your credit, you did go back at him. You can't. Okay, and to Floyd's credit, you know what? Early in Ali's career, he did get dropped. Not by Burt Cooper, by Henry Cooper in London. He fought him twice in London. And he did get dropped, and he got right back up and won the fight.
Floyd's brash attitude and ostentatious display of wealth led to him becoming one of the most disliked boxers in history. His refusal to engage with the drama surrounding him, despite his own actions, only fueled the animosity. He frequently emphasized that he didn't care about public opinion and would continue fighting, whether in exhibitions or traditional bouts. This indifference to criticism made him even more divisive, with fans and commentators alike questioning his true motivations.
Like watching him fight because they hate him. Because he talks so much shit. And he's like, look at my $1 million watch. Look at my fucking jet. Look at my house. Look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed. Like this is $1 million worth of watches. This watch goes for $2 million. And
My
like,
most expensive watch that I currently own is $18 million.
One watch. And so you hate him. People hate him.
He creates envy.
Yes. Yeah, he creates envy and you want him to lose, but he's not gonna.
After retiring from professional boxing, Floyd shifted to exhibition fights, but these events were met with significant criticism. Many felt that Floyd was damaging his legacy by facing lesser-known opponents simply for the payday. This move led to widespread belief that he was prioritizing money over the sport's integrity, further souring his public image.
Floyd, what does it mean for you to go out on your terms, not on anybody else's terms, but you to make the decision, you know what? This is it. I don't care what all you guys say. I'm out of here. I'm done.
I mean, I think I think I just had a game plan. I had a brilliant game plan. The game plan was to be very outspoken. You know, I was born with personality. I was born with charisma. Speak my mind. Speak from the heart. You know, I don't hate or dislike anyone. But I want to go out there, you know, and just do what I have to do inside that square circle. Choose a tremendous team on the outside that's going to help me take things to the next level, and that's what I did.
His exhibition fights became notorious for being money grabs, with critics arguing that they were more about securing the largest share of earnings than offering fans competitive or meaningful bouts. This shift in focus further tarnished his reputation, as many viewed these matches as a hollow pursuit of wealth rather than a genuine continuation of his boxing legacy.
That's the shot. But you know what it is? I think obviously with Floyd, he gets the biggest percentage of the purse, isn't it?
Yeah, but he can still get the biggest percentage of the purse.
Ricky Hatton's gonna want more. He'll want more.
Yeah.
He'll want more.
He'll want more.
Yeah.
But I'm sure when they fought in their heyday, Floyd got more.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
So, you know what I'm saying?
No, but Floyd wants like 95% more. 90% more. You know what I'm saying? It's not like...
He's like 95, 5. Yeah, that's how he likes to do it, innit? Because I'm not gonna lie, if Floyd fought Ricky, both of them now, catch weight 154, O2 Arena, it will sell out.
It will sell out. Sell out. It will sell out.
Sell out.
Floyd's reputation for exploiting exhibition matches was further damaged by allegations that he failed to pay his opponents the agreed-upon amounts. Boxers like Deji and Logan Paul accused him of not delivering the full pay they were promised for their exhibition bouts, adding to the perception that Floyd was more interested in profiting from these events than maintaining fair and respectful business practices in boxing.
I see a lot of people always bring up the fighter pay with the UFC, but isn't Logan complaining right now that he didn't get his checks from Floyd? Is that like a boxing issue versus
you don't ever hear that coming out.
To this day,
you hear a guy going,
now,
I want to make $30 million, I didn't get paid enough. You don't ever hear guys going, yeah, they didn't pay me yet, ever.
Is that like a boxing issue?
Well, here's what happens when you go in and you do these fights, and you make them. And Hunter, correct me if I'm wrong. You do these fights that are exhibitions or whatever. The commission isn't overseeing it. So let's say I did a fight with Mike. I got Mike fighting, Francis or something. The athletic commission gets the money up front, so they pay the fighters. They don't have to wait for. That was the big problem in the past, is that these boxing promoters would come in and they wouldn't make as much money as they thought they were going to do, so they would stiff the fighters and not pay the guys. And that's why these regulations are in place in these different states.
As time went on, Floyd's career and the hype surrounding him began to fade. Once a dominant force in the boxing world, his actions outside the ring started to overshadow his accomplishments inside it. His involvement in a $42 million scam, coupled with mounting evidence that his financial dealings were not as clean as they seemed, further tarnished his image. Reports also surfaced claiming that Floyd was trapped in Dubai due to unpaid debts, shedding light on the seriousness of his financial troubles and adding to the growing criticism of his offering behavior.
There was some drama going on about Floyd Mayweather being stuck in Dubai. However, that man was at Game 5 of the Clippers game. He's claiming that he is stuck in Dubai because there's debts that he has to pay off and they're not letting him leave. And we're sitting at Game 5 and I look over and I'm like, dude, that's Floyd Mayweather. Royce takes a video of Floyd Mayweather at the Clippers game, posts it on his TikTok. It goes viral. He posts 2 videos, both go viral. In the comments, nobody is believing him. They're like, that's not really Floyd. That's a clone. Floyd stuck in Dubai. And the crazy thing was, usually when you're at these games, they'll have like, oh, special guest, celebrity of the night. They didn't show Floyd on the thing. So we have it on camera. Go check out Royce's videos if you guys want.
Mayweather worked tirelessly to cultivate an image as the highest paid athlete in the world. He frequently boasted about his earnings, claiming that no one in the history of sports could match his financial success. This self-promotion of his wealth became a central part of his persona, reinforcing the image of him as a symbol of financial triumph in the world of sports.
What did you see when you watched that fight?
Look, Floyd needs to keep doing what he's doing, which is fighting complete tomato cans who we've never heard of before. I've never seen anybody in the history of America get so rich and so famous out of having complete wimps throwing punch at their faces. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, well, it's happened before. What about Rihanna? Shame on you. Glasses. I will not stand for that. I will not stand for that. But, however, boxing has a misconception. Too soon? Was it too soon?
Chael Sonnen, a prominent fighter, made it clear that Floyd's decision to continue fighting exhibition bouts was driven solely by money. Sonnen argued that with billions of dollars in earnings, Floyd had no need to fight just for financial gain. He viewed this as a betrayal of Floyd's legacy, believing that by taking these exhibition matches, Floyd was sacrificing his honor and reputation for personal profit.
I know that Floyd is still getting in there as recently as this weekend because he needed the money.
You think Floyd's fighting because he needs the money?
Yeah.
Really? Why? You think he blew through all of his money?
Get the fuck. Well, he blew through a lot of it, but I'm sharing for you, it wasn't what you thought it was.
He blew through it and wasn't making as much as
they're claiming he was doing $100 million a fight, and I'm claiming for you, he in his whole career has made about $100 million. There's a very
wow. You know, Floyd had this long career. I could imagine him making more than $100 million.
I understand that. Floyd was not Muhammad Ali, and Floyd wasn't Mike Tyson. I got it. I know people think he made 130 in a night. I'm sharing with you, he didn't, and no boxer has. No boxer's ever made 130 million in one night. This is silly. Floyd Mayweather has closed down a mall. He has rented out the entire mall, and he spent $15 million. The proof that this happened is Floyd in a mall and Floyd with a bag of cash that probably had about 100 grand in it. He says, man, I'm a VIP, I'm a VP, I'm a VVVVIP. Do you want to know why he was whispering, guys? He was whispering so that he didn't disrupt the employees and fellow shoppers at the mall. It's okay. This is a gimmick. Floyd did everything that Floyd is supposed to do. It's strange that a 50-year-old man would continue to do what he did when he was 28 years old. That's strange.
Eddie Hearn, a well-known boxing promoter, criticized Floyd's approach to boxing, calling his fights NAF, not as fierce, and suggesting that Floyd was more focused on pay-per-view earnings than the interests of the fans. Hearn believed that Floyd's shift from being a competitive boxer to a money-driven entertainer had compromised the integrity of his career, turning his once-respected legacy into a spectacle aimed at financial gain rather than athletic excellence.
Somewhere between 2,000 and 4,000. Something like that, if that. I believe so. We've had some bad ones. But this is, I've seen a map. Someone posted a map yesterday. I mean, I don't know anyone that even knows Floyd Mayweather is fighting on Saturday. Who is putting the money up for these events? Like, I think that the Mayweather fights are so naff, to be honest with you. But I don't actually mind, like, at least Aaron Chalmers will go out and he can box and he'll have a go and like whatever. But literally no one knows that is even happening. Someone has hired out the O2 Arena thinking they're going to sell out the O2 Arena with Floyd Mayweather, and they are going to do a couple of 100,000 buys on pay-per-view. It's either going to get cancelled before Saturday, or someone is going to do their absolute conkers, or people are not going to get paid.
After years of extravagant spending and accumulating luxurious assets, Floyd Mayweather's wealth has finally dwindled, leaving him broke. His career, long over, has faded into the past, and his attempts to stay relevant through exhibition fights have faced severe criticism. Things worsened when he was linked to a $42 million scam, sparking widespread backlash. Business Insider exposed his claims about owning 62 buildings as lies, revealing he only owned a part of them. This revelation sparked further anger, as Floyd's constant bragging about his wealth ultimately led to accusations of dishonesty and deceit.
There is a little bit of embellishing that you kind of have to do in order to get your foot in the door with some of these folks, because they otherwise ain't gonna deal with you. So it does require a little bit of fake it till you make it. I'm not saying that that report is true. I'm just simply saying that if there were some validity to that, that's not really the end of the world. He ain't lying about having ownership. He just may have embellished the truth about having no partners. Also, you got people calling him broke, which is crazy to me.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.